cadre. Don't have anything specific today, a specific reason for filming other than I just kind of been out of touch off and on with you guys. Been going through quite a bit here and just thought have a little bit of time this afternoon to shower, get a shave in, talk a little bit about what's going on, and just kind of get back to normal. So today I'll be trying the last of my Sapone DinPaolo, however you want to say that, soaps. I ordered 3 new scents. This is their orange. I'll let you pronounce that, but it says organic sweet orange. And I was a little hesitant when I ordered this because a lot of the non-lime citrus scents, I think, add a lot of the smell of the peel and the leaves and orchard and that type of thing. This is more like the juice. Maybe a little bit of the peel, so not overly sweet. But this smells great to me. It's a nice, crisp, orange, fresh orange scent. Like you were smelling the inside of one, which I really like. First use, see it's brand new. We'll scoop out a little bit with the old gelato spoon like I do. Put it in the copper bowl. I didn't get this ready ahead of time, so you're here for the whole ride. We'll be using Razor Rock, just a basic synthetic. And we'll get this going. So for those of you that follow the journals, you're well aware, but the biggest thing around here is I've been dealing with a kidney stone for over 2 weeks now, I guess. Hopefully on the downhill, just a few days left of that whole process. Now I won't go into a lot of gory medical detail. I know some people would be interested in knowing more specifically what happens or how that feels, and some won't. So if you have any specific questions, more than happy to answer private messages, but I'll leave all the gory details out of this video, other than to say that when it hit, this is my first one. I've never had one, so I didn't know what the pain was. It just reminded me, not to be a little too gross, but just really, really intense bad gas pain. You know, sometimes you can get that awful cramp that almost puts you to your knees, and I thought that's what it was, but it didn't go away. And much to my wife's chagrin, I put up with it for about an hour and a half before this stubborn guy finally said, "Okay, you got to take me to the ER. The pain is 10 out of 10." I was sitting there wondering, you know, at what point do I just pass out because it feels so bad? I mean, it got to that where it's like there's no way that you could feel anything worse than this and still be awake. So long story short, the person at the front desk thought it could be a burst appendix. Doc quickly realized it was probably a kidney stone. But as even those of us in the medical field know, nothing happens quickly in the hospital. So it took some time to get the CAT scan, get the IV, get some meds on board, all that. I think once you take a look at this lather before we soap up, nice thick creamy stuff. Before I start too, we'll be using, this is the iKon X3. You can see it's a slant razor, so it's got a bit of a twist to it. Those of you that haven't used a slant before, the whole theory is like a guillotine edge, that it's much more efficient to come down and slice across something like this versus just straight down. So this puts a twist to it. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, if that's true or not. Again, to me, kind of like the open combs, it shaves just like any other razor. I didn't try it out and think, oh my gosh, that's amazing, I'm just going to use these from now on. But also wasn't any worse. So to me, it's just a nice design, heavier handle, which I like. And for some reason just doesn't get used a lot. I don't know. So we're going to use that today, and it's got a Israeli Persona blade in it, and this will be the second use. So we'll get started with that. After the trip to the emergency department, sent me home with lots of pain meds and other things to help try to get the stone to move along. Talked to a urologist the next day, and pretty much what it was mine was at the limit of a size that could pass through on its own, and depending on what's going on, if you have an infection, they'll go in and take it out, or the pain is unbearable. But he said normally with a stone like this, I'll just sit and wait until those things happen, and it could take a day to weeks for it to come out. So that was going to be the plan until I mentioned, well, this coming Friday, about 5 days from now, we'll be going on kind of our only vacation as a family this summer. And could the pain get as bad as it was when I went to the emergency department? Again, he said, it sure could, so why don't we do something about it before you go on vacation? So we scheduled basically what's putting a laser up to the stone and just blasting it out of there, which kind of solves the problem of having to wait for it. So that happened last Wednesday, and kind of like any invasive procedure, the results of that are any number of things that also disrupt kind of your day-to-day life and functioning, and needless to say, I have not been back to work since. And since the beginning of the kidney stone, I was back to work for an hour before the pain hit again. So I've been about 2 weeks out of work, working from home quite a bit. But still frustrating when something like that disrupts your life so much. There we go. And the real frustrating thing, even if we didn't do the procedure, is the whole waiting and seeing type of thing. And that's how I ended up being at work for 1 hour, because I hadn't had any pain for almost 24 hours. And the thing is, a stone can shift and get stuck somewhere, and then you don't feel anything. And then you feel silly just sitting at home feeling completely fine. But then as I found out that at any moment it could shift, and the pain comes back in about 20 seconds, and you're wanting to be anywhere but work. So anyway, the last part of all this is doing that type of a thing inside your body can cause some inflammation, irritation. So they leave a stent, which I didn't completely understand the meaning of until I looked all this up. But basically just a tube between your kidney and your bladder to keep everything open and flowing while the swelling goes down. So that comes out this coming Wednesday, and the plan being then everything will be fine for our vacation that starts on Friday. Family's kind of worried about we'll have a 10 to 12 hour car ride that day. Driving up to Portland, staying a day there with my parents, and then all of us driving up to Seattle from there. But hoping for the best. Guess might as well talk a little bit about the shave as long as we're here for that. So as you saw, it's a little tough to tell on camera. You got a stiff peak there, no big bubbles. This soap is not elite status. It's kind of tough for me to rank the ones that are in the middle of the road, I think, because there's a lot of soaps that I just wouldn't use. So to me, anything that kind of stays in the den past sample size is better than just a basic soap. It's going to have Good lather. It provides a decent cushion. It's going to have some type of post-shave residual, because you do need to be able to go back and get a couple strokes in the same area like I just did there, back and forth in the same place. It needs to be able to cushion all that. And then a decent scent. So it's not top for cushion, it's not top for post-shave residual. But it's better than a whole bunch of them that I wouldn't even have in my den. I know some people rank sterling up higher, or chiseled face, but I would put these kind of in that category to me. None of them have top marks in any one category, but you get them because they're a decent performer. Certainly not a problem to shave with, and then you tend to find some scents that just make it worthwhile and a good experience. And you can see while I was kind of jabbering on there, I got 3 passes in, and actually really good. Yesterday, on the 3rd pass on my neck, this one seemed a little bit aggressive, a little rough, stinging a little bit. Not today. So it could be that blade mellowed out a bit. Do a little bit of cleanup here on the neck. Or it could be that I just kind of, even though distracted talking, I've been thinking about very light pressure. So this will just be a quickie video. Simple 3 passes and out. There's been talk on the forums about, or there has been swapping of samples around, some new soaps coming in. So I finally did get a label maker, because I see a lot of that, people putting labels on the samples they send out, which is certainly very helpful to the people that receive them. And then some little sample containers. I don't know what'll become of it in the long run, but I've mentioned to a couple people privately, just to think about, that it would be nice to have some type of a system in place where once these new soaps come out and a whole bunch of people want to try them, that maybe there's some way that we can help facilitate that. I certainly wouldn't think anybody would send samples to 10 or 15 people that want to try a new soap that they got, but also if more people were involved, and I don't know how, some kind of a soap sample library, or I haven't figured out how that would work, nor do I know that I will, but it just seems like we got a lot of great guys willing to share a lot of stuff, and there are some things that, if 6 people have the soap, then maybe that's something that everybody would be able to try out without everybody having to buy, as long as kind of what goes around comes around, and those people get to try things that they don't have as well. So anyway, long story short, I've got the containers now. I think I've got some soaps that folks might want to try, so I don't know, I'll either reach out or I'll post something offering a few samples. Even things like maybe some unobtainiums or some more expensive soaps. That stuff is nice just to be able to try without making a big commitment. So we'll see. No doubt the cadre is full of a bunch of great guys that like to help each other out. So I know as we grow, more of these things will start coming up. There's lemon. Got to pair great with orange, right? Lemon pairs great with everything. So, and I guess the last thing is people like to share their t-shirts. Disney Cruise, Disney fans, cruise line fans, it all goes together. My wife and I have been on 3 of them so far. Not the cheapest things, but you pay for what you get with those guys. Amazing vacations, amazing experiences with the family. Nivea, last step along the way. It's like I said at the beginning of this video, no particular reason. I've just been kind of zoned out on the couch on my pain meds, or after getting some work done, that kind of thing. I certainly enjoyed all the videos you guys have been posting. Again, helpful learning some about razors that I'm interested in. They certainly don't have money or time to try them all, or the new soaps that just enable us to buy more, what have you. But anyway, thank you for everybody that's been posting, everybody that's been watching. I have been reading most of the forums, just haven't had time to respond to a lot of them. And anyway, it's great to be part of this group, and I'll see you online. Thanks.